Okay, one last video. I've consulted my sources, I've learned a lot, especially from you all, so thank you very much for the comments, and I've consolidated everything, so this is everything you need to know about using OnePlus 6 on Verizon. First, it's true, Verizon does have a list or a database of approved devices. This is called the DMD, or the Device Management Database. If a phone isn't on the database, then it won't work at all, period. No talk, no text, no LTE data. To become part of the database, you do have to go through a rather extensive review process, the Verizon Wireless Open Development Device Certification process, and I will leave it linked in the video description. If you open it up, it is a 20-page PDF walking through the entire process. It's rather long and extensive, and I can understand why OnePlus 6 decided not to go through this process. So with phones that are not on the device management database, it is not possible for Verizon to directly activate them on their network. However, that said, it is possible to get another device activated on the Verizon network, in my case, my iPhone 8, pop the SIM card out of the activated phone and into the phone you want to use, and it may potentially work. So that's what we're seeing here. That is why I'm able to get LTE connectivity and cellular data to work on my OnePlus 6. Again, if I just run a quick speed test here, you can verify that cellular data is working. Okay, so there you go. The speed test is just finishing up here. You can see 4.88 megabits per second down and 0.83 megabits per second up. So the phone is able to connect to the Verizon wireless network. You can see it says Verizon Wireless in the top left-hand corner there. But again, with this kind of thing, the compatibility does come down to what is built into the phone itself. On OnePlus 6, we have bands 2, 4, and 5, so we're able to connect to the Verizon network using those bands. It is lacking band 13, a primary band Verizon uses for providing LTE coverage, so you may have limited compatibility. Now, even if a device is like OnePlus 6 and it can connect to the Verizon network, it is still possible for Verizon to block it. Verizon is not yet blocked my OnePlus 6 device, and it may be that this device will be allowed to work on the network for a little while, and I can't really say for sure if they would choose to block it or not, but at this point, cellular data definitely works and is able to connect to the Verizon network. I've seen a lot of comments about getting phone calls to work. Again, this is something that has not worked for me and can demonstrate that now. If I go into the phone app, call myself, pop this on speakerphone.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your mobile number is either not active or is invalid. For assistance, please contact your wireless service provider. Announcement 13, switch to 8-4.
Okay, so you go. Anytime I try and make a phone call, I do get that error message. Now, I've seen some people comment, it might be possible to use voice over LTE to get phone calls to go through. Voice over LTE uses the cellular data connection as opposed to legacy CDMA technology to make the phone call go through. Unfortunately, I was not seeing a voice over LTE option. Typically, you would see it here. And if you look at Mint Mobile, you can see the voice over LTE option is there. It's not there for me on Verizon, so unfortunately, I don't think phone calls will work. I saw another comment saying if you try dialing star 228, that might work. So I'm going to give that a try.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless Programming. Para español, oprime la estrella. To program or activate your phone, press 1. Update your roaming. We are unable to program your phone. Please call 800-922-0204 from a phone other than the one you're trying to program, and a representative will assist you. Thanks for calling.
Okay, so there you go. You can see I tried to program the phone by dialing star 228. That also did not work. So really, from my experience, the only aspect of OnePlus 6 on Verizon that works is the LTE data connectivity, and even then you are limited because you only have bands 2, 4, and 5, and you're lacking band 13, a very important band for Verizon's LTE coverage. Now, with all of those caveats, again, I wasn't able to get talking or messaging to work. It may be possible with a Verizon SIM card installed. I know when I was at the Verizon store, I saw a lot of different APN settings that I could choose from. With my US Mobile SIM card installed, I only see one. Again, it may be possible that one of the other APN settings could have helped make this work. Unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to test all of them at the store, but pretty much regardless at this point, from my experience, I would say only expect cellular data to work. I would not expect calling or messaging to work. Now, with all that said, there is a workaround if you would like to use OnePlus 6 on Verizon, and that is to use Google Voice and Hangouts. So you do need a Google Voice number, and then you need the Hangouts application as well as the Hangouts dialer application installed. If you go in here, you can actually make calls because Hangouts and Google Voice is using cellular data to make and place phone calls. So I've got my iPhone SE over here. I'm testing it out on Tello's network because Tello just updated their plans. I thought I'd give them another try. Anyway, so we can see Google Voice is dialing the number. It's using the cellular data, and I am able to make a call here. All right, so, yep. I hate doing that echo, but there you go. So that is the workaround. Again, if you want to use OnePlus 6 on Verizon, highly recommend using Google Voice and Hangouts, as well as the Hangouts dialer application. And that is one way to use OnePlus 6 on the Verizon network. Regardless, I think my point still remains the same after all of these videos and after all of this learning. I still recommend using OnePlus 6 on one of its compatible networks for the best experience. Again, it works on the T-Mobile, AT&T, and US Cellular networks here in the United States. I personally recommend using either Cricket Wireless or Mint Mobile on OnePlus 6 for the best experience possible. So there you go, that wraps up this video. Everything you need to know about using OnePlus 6 on Verizon. Officially, you cannot activate it in a Verizon store. You may be able to get an already activated SIM card, put it in the phone, and connect that way, as I did. I would not expect calling and messaging to work, but cellular data will work, and you may want to consider using Google Voice and Hangouts as the workaround. But again, highly suggest Mint Mobile, Cricket Wireless, or one of the other carriers out there for a better experience using OnePlus 6. So that wraps up this video on everything you need to know about using OnePlus 6 on Verizon. Like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe for more videos like this one. I'm Stetson, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.